Well, one thing I did actually want to ask before we got into it. I know that you were. I'm gonna say the name wrong because I said it wrong when I played the game, but I knew you were Moonbrea. Or,
Moonbrita.
thank you, Moonbrita in Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to talk about that?
I think so.
Cause
Yeah.
like the voice actors have gone through like this evolution on that game. Like they had the expansion and they replaced everybody.
Yeah, I mean, by that point, I was already dead, so
Yeah.
I was sort of like, it doesn't affect me. I don't know anything about that, but yeah, I mean, I can talk about being in the game and stuff. Back when I recorded it, they were actually like, "Hey, we might make a blog post where we like have you. Is it cool if we use your name in your picture and stuff?" And I was like, "Yeah," but then they never did.
It's a shame that they didn't do that. Like from a fan's point of view.
Yeah, well, I mean, that
Yeah.
was, I think, what they were thinking of is it's like, oh, it'd be cool if, like, see the people behind the voices. And for me, like, I actually used to be a game master for Final Fantasy 14. I was a senior game master. That was my day job before I went full-time voiceover. So they were like, it's so cool that you used to be a game master. Now you're a character in it, and that's awesome. And they were thinking of playing that angle, but then they didn't.
No, that's so I've played Final Fantasy 14 since they released it on PS4.
Okay.
Back in April of last year or the year, I don't know. It's
I
it's
think
been
it's
a
2 years ago now,
yeah, no,
yeah.
I think it's been 2 years. It's been a while, and I've been raiding 3 times a week ever since. So to hear that is really cool. It's like, ah.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool day job.
Can I ask if you don't mind me asking
I
when you
was a
quit?
game master from 2008 to 2012. I actually almost to the day. It's been a little bit extra. It's been like 5 days extra, but it's almost been exactly 4 years since I left to do voiceover full time.
Man, curses! I was about to
Yeah.
say it would have been so great if like maybe when I reported someone who is being mean to me.
Yeah, no, I was there for the very rocky launch of 14, and I was also like before 14 launched, I was an 11 game master, and all the 11 game masters were also 14. We did both games at the same time. But yeah, I played FF11 like crazy. So that was, I think, how I originally got hired was, oh, good, you know the game, so you'll understand when people talk about MPK and Kieran and all that stuff. And I was like, yep.
See, I think Final Fantasy 11 came out when I was like 11. So, I remember I bought it twice. I tried it twice. I got to 30 as a summoner on my own, but I never
Good
made
work.
any. Yeah, I never made any friends, so I never kept
Oh
playing.
yeah, my now husband and I ran a link shell, so uh we had friends. We
Gosh,
had friends.
what a
But
small
but
world!
not
Wow.
not anymore. No.
Well, I feel bad because we've been talking about this, but we haven't told the listeners like who
I
you
know,
are or
right?
anything like that. We've just been talking about
We
Final
just
Fantasy
jumped right into
14.
Final Fantasy.
But no, would you like to unveil your not really so secret identity anymore? Well, actually, it is a secret identity because you were a game master.
Yeah, ooh. I don't know if I'm allowed to say my game master's name
Well, I don't want you
still.
to get in trouble,
But
so.
yeah. That's I know that I'm allowed to say I'm a game master at this point because like as long as I don't reveal any secret things. But I think my name is still under wraps for 4 more years or something. I don't
Oh
know.
wow.
Right? It's crazy. But I'm Laura Post.
And it's so nice to get a chance to talk with you again. The last time we talked was, gosh, right after Skullgirls came out.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It definitely has. But no, I'm glad that you really enjoyed Final Fantasy. Do you still play Final Fantasy 14 out of curiosity, or are you like nah?
No, 14. I never really got into 14. I think probably because it was my job that it was like, the last thing I want to do after dealing with 14 for 8 hours is go home and play 14 for another eight
8 hours.
hours.
Yeah,
Um,
I can
but I
understand.
did play a ton of 11, like until it's no longer with us. Oh, but yeah, I played 11 for a really long time. And then I sort of played World of Warcraft, which is cool because I'm also in World of Warcraft. So
Well, I have to ask with Final Fantasy 14, did that edition just go through your agent, or did you just get in your email or whatever, or did like
yeah,
somebody
yeah.
at the company go, hey?
No, it definitely wasn't somebody at the company being like, hey, let's bring in Laura, because that would have been awesome. But no, it was just like a regular audition that I got through the casting director. And read for it, and they liked it, and I booked it, and that was cool. And then after the fact, it was like, hey, Laura, remember me? And I'm like, yeah. That was fun.
Well, it's funny to me because I was gonna ask you about it because I was like, how much information do they give you? And I'm like, well, if you were a game master, you already had some of the information about the plot.
I mean, for Moon Brita, and I mean, I think I already said it, so I guess sorry, spoiler, but I already knew that she was doomed from the start. Like,
oh,
I went in,
they didn't hide that from you.
No, they were like, hey, so just so you know, like, I'm pretty sure I might have done it all in one day, like all of the patches.
Mm-hmm.
So I went from here I am, I'm new, to I'm dead in a day. But I might have had I can't remember for sure. I might have had 2 different sessions, but either way, I knew when they introduced me to the character, they're like, hey, just so you know, she's gonna die.
Interesting. No, I find that really
So
interesting.
I did have a slight spoiler, which was fun because when I announced her, it's like, hey guys, here's Moon Brita. I really hope you like her. And then watching people be like, she's cool. Oh, I really like her. And like knowing in my heart that it was a doomed friendship. Yeah.
I have to say, as someone who's very passionate about 14, because it's like the MMO I've been with. I wasn't in 1.0 because my computer couldn't run it. I'm a console gamer. Leave me alone.
Okay.
But
that was what originally drew me and my husband to Final Fantasy 11 was because we had one computer, but he could play on the PlayStation 2 at the time, and I was playing on the computer, and we could play together without having 2 different computers. So
yeah, definitely.
yeah, it's good. Yay, console MMO playing.
But it's interesting though. I like using that moment actually where she passes away because Orange. I'm horrible at French names, so
So am I.
yeah. He shows like some legitimate emotion when your character passes, and I'm constantly like wanting more from the story of Final Fantasy 14. It's something that I'm always like, man, more emotion, more character traits, yes.
Yeah.
So I celebrate that, and so I kind of use that as a moment that's like, remember when that happened? I want more of that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was really grateful to get to be a part of that. It was really cool for me. Very like a very full circle sort of thing for me.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's really interesting too because so many people are attached to the 2.0 voice actors. For those who don't know, for the expansion Heavensward, they replaced everybody for some reason. Obviously, I'm sure even if you knew, you couldn't comment on it. But
yeah, but I don't. So
yeah, it's actually, it was a really jarring moment because there's one persistent villain in 2.0 called La Habrea, who's voiced by Kyle Hebert, and he appears at the end of Heavensward, and it's like the Asians, you know, they're like they're masked people, right? Like you can't tell one from the other. They're just in black hoods. So you fight 2, and you have no idea who they are because they're a different voice. And then at the end, they're like, "You killed La Habrea," and I was like, "What? I did? Which one was La Habrea?" Totally ruined the end for me. I was like, "What's going on? I don't know what's happening." So that was a little jarring, but I will say I really appreciated your performance in Final Fantasy 14.
Thank you. She's one of my favorites, I'd say. I just really liked her as a character in general.
Yeah, because she was strong,
she was like,
and powerful.
Yeah, she was smart, and like she also carried an axe, and like she was just really cool. I really liked her.
Well, going to the other side of the spectrum, there's a brand new project that you're a part of, and the dub just came out, and it's
correct.
It's totally not a really strong and powerful kind of role. It's more cutesy.
Yes.
But I know that you're in Love Live.
I am.
You sound so excited.
I play Nozomi in Love Live, yeah, and I was so happy to get to be a part of that. I'm a big fan. I was a fan of the show, a fan of the games, especially. Well, game. So when I got to audition for it, I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And then I got it, and I was through the moon. So yeah, it's super cool to get to be a part of that project, and the whole cast is really great, and like everyone in the cast is like friends with each other pretty much. So it's really like a tight-knit group in person. We got together to watch some of the episodes, and it was like cool because it's like, oh, it's like mini Muse.
Well, actually, I was gonna ask, was it Erica who got you into the game?
Actually, kinda, yeah. I was. It was all of my friends were playing it. So it was Erica and my friend Rochelle was playing it at the time, and another friend of mine, Jen, who's did additional voices in the show. They were all playing it, and I was like, all right, well, I loved Owen Dawn. I love rhythm games, so I'm gonna try this thing out and whatever. I don't know. And then I was like, okay, I'm kind of addicted. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch the show, which was interesting because watching the show totally changed my like ranking of waifus. But yeah, so but yeah, that's Erica was one of the big reasons I ended up getting into the game because she was just so addicted.
Her tweets made me get an Android emulator on my computer and download and play, because I have a BlackBerry. I'm rocking my BlackBerry and I'm fine with it. Haters gonna hate. And it can run APK files, which are Android files, but that game, it's like you're using an illegal device, and I'm like, no, I'm not. Let me play.
Yeah.
So I learned how to play that game on keyboard.
Interesting. I play it on a tablet, which is nice because it's like the nice big screen
Yeah.
as opposed to a phone screen. Yeah.
Well, like, I started with the mouse, and I'm like, oh, there are doubles. This is not happening.
Yeah. That's not gonna work.
Yeah, so I got to a point where I literally could just play with a row on the keyboard, and I was getting pretty good at it, but then I haven't kept as up to date because I was like trying to save up for Umi's special event, because that's my waifu. So
same with my friend Rochelle.
Umi and Kotori, I think, were the two that were my favorite.
Kotori is Erica's.
So
and I love Hanayo.
But yeah, no, you get to actually be one of the very interesting character, because I wouldn't say she's like a stereotype, you know, because she teases people and she's mature and
yeah, I liked she was a very deep character. Like, she's got that whole like mysterious thing at the beginning where she's kind of like playing the mastermind, and she's got the funny moments that I love. I love every time she shuts down Nico. I giggle. And it's even better that Nico is Erica because it just makes it all the more better. But then she's got like that really, really, really sweet, vulnerable side that she doesn't actually let show as much as you'd think. And I think that's my favorite. That's actually, when I watched the show, Nozomi was like middle for me, and then she went up to, she's my second favorite character because of the stuff, especially in season 2 with Nozomi, and she's just awesome. I love her.
Well, no, I love that you've kind of dissected different points of her personality and things like that. It's interesting too to see some of the fan reaction. Like, I haven't been going to, you know, the far reaches of the internet, but I've gone to like the Love Live Reddit and stuff like that, and people, you know, and some of it's been really positive. Like, well, I want to support them as much as I would support the Japanese voice actors and things like that. So
that's sweet. I have not seen that. That's sweet. Thank you, random internet person. That said that.
Well, because I was curious, because there's been obviously with shows like this where it's you know, very waifu based, people have been very passionate.
Right. Well, and it's not even just that, but it's also the seiyus, the original Japanese seiyus. They are the characters, like, and I think Erica even mentioned, like, we're not trying to replace them in any stretch of the imagination or be like, oh yeah, we're better because we're speaking English. No. We all love the product in Japanese, so, you know, it's the seiyus are so connected to the characters because, you know, they do the performances and they're doing the singing and the dancing and all of the actual stuff that we fortunately don't have to do. I consider it fortunately. I would be dying if I had to dance. But like, so of course it's going to be a really touchy, sort of volatile subject, and I think every one of us going into dubbing the show knew that was going to happen. Like, any dub, you usually are going to expect hate because there are just people that hate dubs anyway. So that's fine. But especially with something where the seiyus are so closely connected to the characters, you know that there's going to be blowback regardless. So that's okay.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, you guys are you're fans, and you're working very hard to make a project that you guys, believe in and adapt it for people who wouldn't necessarily watch the sub.
Right.
I can't say personally I understand when people are like, "Oh, dubs suck." It's fine if you don't like dubs. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm like, you can watch stuff subbed. It doesn't hurt me as long as you're watching it legally. I'm happy.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's when people are like, never release it dubbed, just release it subbed. As a consumer, I will not buy a sub-only product. I feel gypped as a consumer. Legit.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Even if I'm not going to watch the dub. Like, there are certain types of shows I prefer to see the sub first and then see the dub, and vice versa. But, like, I feel kind of gypped when, like, there's this $20 more expensive DVD that's subtitled only. When I could go over here and get this dub series and get 2 volumes for the same price. But, that's just a consumer mentality, right? Looking for the right deals. So I can't say I understand when people are so against dubs to that extent either.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't know, whatever. I'm very laid back. I don't get too flustered over things.
Well, that's a good thing, though.
Yeah, it's probably good for the profession I'm in, I guess.
Yeah. But no, I'm glad that you enjoy the role, and that you guys all seem like you really care about the universe and where the series goes. So, very excited to see that. I was really surprised how they announced it too. It was just like, surprise, we're putting it on TV.
Yeah. I think it kind of caught us by surprise too.
Yeah, that makes... I figured they didn't tell anybody beforehand, but that sounds like it confirms it. Just like, hey, I hope you saw it on A&N.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least for the cast, we definitely were like, oh, okay, cool, hi. Because there were people that were like saying, oh my gosh, you're playing this. And we were like, are we allowed to talk? I don't know what's going on. So then we like had people getting in contact with us to be like, yes, it's okay. You can actually like verify what other people are saying. And it's like, okay, cool. Yeah, that's NDAs are tricky business.
Yeah, they can be scary. I know those NDA ninjas are just sitting outside your window waiting.
Yep.
Waiting silently. Yep. Yeah. It's really interesting too, because obviously for anime it's not so far in advance, but for games it's like 2 years in advance sometimes you're recording.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, oh, I forgot I was even in this thing. It's out now.
Yeah. That's definitely true. Yeah. Games, American stuff too. It's like you record that and it's 2 years later, finally there's a poster. But sometimes anime you end up waiting a really long time too. I've not Love Live, but at least there was another project I had worked on a while back that it was like, we recorded it, yay! A year and a half later, it's out, yay! So, it's all variable, I guess. Because there are also games that I've recorded for where it's like I recorded and then, oh, it's done. Okay, cool. Like Smite, I will record and then in a week it'll be like, oh, there I am, all done. Cool.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting how that happens. When game developers decide they want to include the voiceover,
Yeah.
Because I imagine it affects certain bits of the project, like certain characteristics, and if you want to do something improv-like,
mm-hmm.
it wouldn't really fly if it's like, no, it's got to go live next week. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, sorry, we can't animate to that, so cut it. Do it as written, please.
But for the fans out there, in case they didn't know, I believe you can actually purchase the Love Live DVDs.
Yes, they are available for purchase on NISA's website. I don't have the link off the top of my head, but it's on NISA's website. And yeah, because they were officially released on Valentine's Day, which was cute.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah.
I was a little confused when you said nieces. I was like, my niece?
Oh.
Where's my niece?
Sorry.
No,
Nisa.
you're totally fine. That's probably what my brain heard, because I usually go like NIS America.
Oh, yeah, I always say Nisa.
No, fair enough. Everybody's got their thing. Tomato, tomato.
So cool.
But for the fans out there, are there any other projects that you're working on that you can talk about, or anything that recently came out that you can promote?
No. I've got 2 that I would painfully love to talk about but can't. And yeah.
We'll be excited with bated breath.
But yeah, Love Live is the newest one. Little Witch Academia came out in December. I think it was December on Netflix, and that was really cool. Getting to be in that project because it was super cute, and it was Trigger.
Yeah, that it's super adorable, and I love the character you play.
Yeah, I really love her too.
Because she's obviously like hot and cold, but like
Yes.
there must be something really satisfying about playing a character that can be that mean sometimes.
I know, yeah. What I liked about her is that she wasn't just straight up mean girl. Like, because, it's Rosalia in Sword Art Online is kind of like that, where, well, I mean, she's surreptitious mean girl because at the beginning she pretends. No, she's still pretty mean at the beginning. She's just a mean girl. But, like, Diana, she's mean, but I feel like she's mean with a purpose because she's always kind of sort of helping them in a weird way. She's kind of tsundere about it, which I like.
Well, that's awesome. So yeah, if people haven't checked that out on Netflix seems to be the go-to anime thing lately. Like,
Yeah,
they're
they've
really
been
pushing
upping their
stuff.
anime game, which is pretty cool.
Glitter
Since
Force.
I have Netflix, I think it's pretty cool.
Oh gosh, if I mention Glitter Force though, my live chat's gonna get upset.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. I actually think that whole project's interesting. But anyway, for the fans that want to keep up to date though, where can they stalk you on the internet in a nice way?
Sorry, I just knocked my own microphone. On my Twitter, which is at Laura Post Voice, and I have a Facebook fan page that's Laura Post Voice Actor or Voice Actress. I don't even know what my own Facebook page is, man. I am on top of my game.
It is Laura Post Voice.
Oh, there you go. Laura Post Voice. I kept no, on my Facebook it says, the link is Laura Post Voice.
Yes.
And the title says Laura Post Voice Actor.
Correct.
Tried to keep things consistent with the Laura Post Voice, apparently. Whatever.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I wish I had done that. like I hate giving my Skype name out to people now that I have like 600 contacts because I'm just like, it's this really weeboo name.
It's cool. I had through high school and college and even for a few years after college, it was when I started having to like put my email down for voiceover work and stuff that I had a Batgirl related email address for many, many years for like a decade. And it was like, oh, I should probably, have a serious one with my name somewhere in it and not just, Batgirl's number.
I've got the email down. I've got the Jackie at Jackie Florian.
Yeah, so you're good.
That's good, but like my Skype name is still like, because I don't do what is the word for it? ISPN.
ISDN.
Thank you. Yes, the sports channel ISPN. I don't have that. I just if I need to do that, I go to a studio nearby. But
that's nice. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, there's.
I'd much prefer to do that than do stuff from home. I don't like being my own engineer. I freak out. I get really nervous.
I can understand that. Yeah, no, there's a studio right down the street that I just go to, and I get discounts because I take some of their classes and stuff, which is awesome. But nice. Yeah, no, I had a company that's like, well, we could do it over Skype, and I was like, okay, this is my username. And I was like, man, I really want to change it, but after having so many contacts and using it for so long for the fan, it's like, I don't want to re-add all of those people.
Yeah. Besides, people are understanding. You're good.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Hopefully. Thank you for assuring me. But for the fans out there that want to see you, in person and all that fun stuff, do you have any conventions or any events coming up?
I do. I have Triad Anime Con coming up in March. That's the weekend of March 11th. And then I have Anime Southwest in Triad is in Carolina, but now I'm forgetting which Carolina. I'm so prepared, guys. I'm so prepared. It's in. I'm looking at. I gotta find it because I'll feel awful if I don't do it now.
Looking on the internet.
Yeah.
Gotta Google it.
Dang it! Come on.
Which one?
I have.
Which one was it?
It's Triad Anime Con, and I think it's Salem,
It's North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're fine.
I'm really bad at U.S. geography too. Okay, and then I am also at Anime Southwest in Denver the weekend of April 29th, and MomoCon in Atlanta, Georgia, the weekend of May 26th. That's Memorial Day weekend, and Colossal Con the first weekend of June, and that's in Ohio. And I'm doing a Comic-Con convention in Tennessee the weekend of June 10th, but I can't remember the name of that one off the top of my head. But it's a comic convention, and so if you're in Tennessee, you should look it up. I'm sure you can find it. It's June 10th.
Well, we do have some of our guys going to ColossalCon, so I'll make sure that they say hi.
Cool. Yeah. ColossalCon's going to be awesome. I'm excited. There's going to be a lot of my friends are going to be there too, and so it'll be fun.
Actually, our guest relations manager, the guy who scheduled the interview, is one of the guys going.
Hey!
So he went to his first convention for the first time earlier this year, so he's like, I want to go to more, and I'm like, that won't last. It's like you poor cinnamon roll, because he hasn't like worked a convention yet, and that's like a totally different like
yes
thing. But no, I'm glad to see that you're going to more events, and I don't know if you have a 3DS, but if you do, I'm jealous of your street passes.
Oh yes, I do have a 3DS.
I've been complaining lately. I'm like, all I'm missing is like South Dakota. Just South Dakota.
I'm only missing a couple states, but I don't remember off the top of my head which ones they are. But yeah, I'm also probably not up to date on my puzzles right now either, because I've been playing my Vita a bunch. I've been catching up on Danganronpa.
Oh my gosh!
Because I had wanted to play it for forever, but I didn't have a Vita. But then I got one for Christmas.
Yay! I'm so
I've already beat the whole first one, and now I'm in the middle of the second one, and I'm in love.
So I am the resident Sony fangirl. I had a Vita on day one, and I sold it to everyone on staff. Like I think.
Oh, I knew I wanted one. It was just sort of like we needed to wait. Well, we needed to save up money, and then it was also like, well, we'll wait until they have like a good backlog of games that we want to play. Mm-hmm. So that happened finally.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you're enjoying Danganronpa. It's a good way to sell people on the Vita because of its quirky, dark.
I love it. I mean, I was a big fan of like 999 and Virtue's Last Reward, and then of course I'm a fan of Layton and Phoenix Wright. So all of those like sort of puzzly solving, mystery solving games I love a lot. So I was like, I need to get this in my life.
Yeah, I often describe Danganronpa as like Professor Layton and Saw kind of had a baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Although you could also say that, have you played 999 or Virtue's Last Reward?
I've been playing more and more Virtue's. Like every time I get on a plane, I do another puzzle because I want to play that game without like resisting the urge to go onto like an FAQ.
But you haven't played 999?
I no, not the first one.
Oh,
I know they're connected, but
they are. You're good at just. I just feel bad because like if you've played 999, then the ending for Virtue's Last Reward is so much better.
I mean,
it's okay. It's okay. No, it's
no, it's okay.
At least you're playing.
Because that one,
I really loved 999.
That one only came out on DS, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
I think that's the big reason why I did it. Like, I thought it came out for PSP too. Now I can't remember. Shoot.
I don't think it came out for. We had a PSP as well. I don't think it came out for PSP. But
it was. It also came out for.
I guess.
No, it also came out for like iOS. That's probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No. I really want to play it. Like, don't get me wrong, because I do like Zero Escape a lot. It's just it's more been like the Vita is my go-to handheld. Because with when I play the 3DS on a plane, its volume when I have my headphones plugged in is significantly lower. Like I can't play.
Yeah, it is pretty quiet.
Yeah, I can't play like theater rhythm and all that other stuff. So I go straight to my Vita and I can hear everything crystal clear on a plane. And I don't want like the story or the voice acting to kind of get shadowed by the loud plane engine. But and I don't want to like look it up because that's what's kept me from looking up any of Virtue's Last Reward. I've been playing it for like a year and a half every time I travel, but like I've been able to solve it all on my own, which has been really nice.
I am also that way. I'd rather die in the game multiple times and have to go back to a save than look things up.
Yeah, it's like a competitive nature, right? Like it's like I got to do this. I got to prove to myself I can do this.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I'm glad you're a Vita fan.
Yeah.
Join the Vita Bro fam. I am so sorry though you missed one of the Vita's best free games, which was Toru's Friendship Network. It was so amazing. Are you aware of the Japanese PlayStation mascots, the two cats?
No.
They've been around since the PlayStation 2 era, and it's a white cat and a black cat, and the white cat's name is Toru. And I think he's in PlayStation All-Stars, actually. And nobody knows who he is.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, what? There are cats?
Yeah.
This is awesome.
But Toru's Friendship Network was really cool because it basically you met friends and you could make them build stuff in your little town, and you could go into dungeons with them. And they would level up with you as you use them. And you could leave them messages and stuff or leave them food and things like that. And it was just like, it was such a well thought out online friendship game. And I was like, the Vita needs more of this. But they actually disabled services for that like a year ago. So.
Oh, well. I did miss out on it. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. But no, anyway, since we've gotten on tangents about video games.
Yeah, just a little.
Just a teeny bit. I do want to thank you very much for coming on the show and talking with us again. And
my pleasure.
Really appreciate it. It's nice to catch up and hear that you're doing so well.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really glad to be here. I like to talk to people about video games. Spoiler, I'm a nerd. But yeah.
Well, if you ever want to come on and just talk about video games, that'd be great. But for the fans out there that missed any of this interview, don't fret. You can find it on the website within the next few days. So keep your eyes peeled to 918thefan.com and your ears tuned to 91.8 The Fan, where we play everything you want and nothing you don't.